Thank you, Doug. As Doug mentioned, Luis will be performing the Competent Communicator speech number 3 from the manual. The Competent Communicator speech number 3 is entitled Get to the Point. So the goals of the speech today are to have a clear general purpose as well as a specific purpose to the speech. The speech should be organized with all sections tying in to the purpose of Luis's speech and ensuring that there is a beginning, a body, and conclusion that should reinforce the speech's purpose. So, to get us kicked off with our speech today, here is Luis's Competent Communicator 3 speech entitled, There is a Time for Everything.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and as Doug and Anna say, today I'm delivering my speech number 3. And getting to the point, it was really hard for me to even come up with a topic. So I kept thinking about it, couldn't come up with anything. So I ended up going to the web and see what suggestions were there. I even looked at our vault of videos from our Toastmasters webpage to see what you guys done in the past. And all that I could come up with was suggestions on how to structure my speech. Like Anna said, like choose a topic that you really like and talk about it, have an opening, expand on it during my speech, and then have a catchy phrase at the end to kind of get to the point. I couldn't come up with anything, and this search that I did, it didn't help me to come up with a topic. Mostly because over the last few months, my mind has been all over the place. So I had to make a pause. And pretty much I had to make a pause to try to listen to what the universe is trying to tell me in these days. So even though I grew up Catholic, and I attended a Catholic school all the way from elementary school to high school, I don't consider myself like a practicing Catholic anymore, but there's a section of a book on the Bible that it talks about that there's a time for everything. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to build and a time to tear down, a time to weep and a time to laugh. So there's been times in my life that there's been events that I just couldn't understand why they were happening to me, at that point. Either from losing a friendship, not getting into the school program that I wanted to, breaking up with the person I thought that he was the right one, or just dead in the family. And just like that job in Colorado, that I thought that it was the right one, I realized that I couldn't push things, I couldn't force things in life if they were not meant to happen. But if they're meant to happen, then the rest of the puzzle, it would just fall into pieces and be all natural. So like that job in Colorado, that I really wanted to get it because it was going to take me out of my hometown. And for those of you that had attended my previous speeches, all that I ever wanted to do growing up was to get the heck out of Dodge. So things were going well. I had the job offer. It was at a pig farm. I had the job offer. I was moving out of my apartment. And as I was putting stuff into the storage unit, I happened to lose my wallet with my passport and my travel visa on it. So before I knew, my future was just vanishing right there, and I was so frustrated. So I did everything I could to try to find my wallet again. So I put ads all over the neighborhood. I put ads on the radio, on TV. I even called the 1-800 psychic line, but still, no luck on finding my wallet. So I was very crushed, and I had to call the company and explain to them what happened. I said, I'm not going to make it across the border without my papers. And they were not willing to sponsor me on a work visa. So I couldn't understand why that was happening. And that night I had to make another pause and try to come to good terms with what just happened. I say, like, I'm going to be stuck in my hometown again, I had to come to good terms, and I say, well, whatever is meant to happen, then just let it be. In the next couple of days, I get a phone call from one of my friends with this great job in the Caribbean that I didn't have to travel through the U.S. I could fly through Mexico City, Panama, and then Turks and Caicos, and of course the thought of tropical beaches and sand was better than pigs and mud. So I took the job. And believe it or not, as I was walking into the police station to file a report on my lost wallet, my mom calls me and tells me that there's a kid that found my wallet and returned it. So it was meant to happen for him as well, because he had been putting off mowing the grass at the empty lot that his family owned by the storage unit that I put my stuff away. And that morning his mom made him mow it. So he found it, he got a reward, and he gave me my life back. You know, life was good all over again. So even these days, or even this last year, that I wondered so many nights if I have made the right decisions, I have to make a solemn pause and remind myself that it's all part of a bigger picture. And I just have to look back and try to learn from those past experiences and cherish my mistakes and decisions. It's only me, if it's meant to happen, it's only me, the one that has a choice to be a factor of change in my life. So with that, I just conclude that there's time for everything if it's meant to happen. So.